My memory is like a large vase that has been dropped from a window. All the pieces are there, some large, some small, and some smashed to dust. As I try to put the pieces back together, joining one memory to another, parts of the story become clear and lucid, but lots of blanks and lost time remain. My first day at school? Gone. Family holidays? Nothing. My favourite book? When I first learned to ride a bike, all impossible to find among the long dark shadows that stretched through my childhood. This is what I do recall.
Bruises.
You're useless. You're scum. You're useless. You're scum.
I'd forgotten what happiness was.
And he suddenly seemed like a giant, with big arms and a big dark face, looming over me, an expression I remembered from long ago.
Bruises.
Victim.
Bruises.
Monster.
Victim. Monster. Bruises. Monster. Bruises.
Victim.
Bruises. Victim.
If my memories were real, then I had been violated incestuously to a state of insanity by my own father. Not once, not twice, but hundreds of times. Not some strange obscene memory. It was me, the girl who heard voices and the girl who had a monster's hand combing her hair. I could feel his presence wherever I was. Cut your arms, cut your throat. You're nothing. You're useless. You're scum. Nobody likes you. Nobody wants you.
Monster.
Victim.
Monster. 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 Monster.
Victim.
Monster.
Victim.
Monster.
Victim.
Monster.
I felt small, an expression I
Monster.
remembered from long ago. I'd hear the door go, the stench of whiskey and old cigars he smoked, entering my bedroom. How could he do this? He tore away my childhood and any part of innocence that I had left. His face scarred my mind.
Monster.
And my memory.
Monster.
My mind was so confused and I couldn't cope. I couldn't
small.
cope anymore.
This is what I do recall.
An expression I remembered from long ago. I knew Mum knew what was happening. I could tell by the look on her face. Why didn't she stop it?
Monster.
If she knew, I felt small.
Why
An
did Mum
expression I
stop it?
remembered from long ago.
Bruises.
Victim.
Bruises. Monster.
Victim.
Monster.
How? Why me? Irrational thoughts. How could he do this? Why me? Irrational thoughts. He tore away my childhood. He tore away my childhood. He tore. Why me? How could I control it? So much pain. I struggled. I'd forgotten what happiness was. How could one human
My inner
take over
demons
another's
began
life
to
so
take over my
easily?
mind and
They
actions.
control your mind.
My
and everything I
personality was
doing.
developing out of
I
control.
had been through some very
My
dark
emotions were
times.
never stable,
Victim.
and the abuse I would
Monster.
receive on a
Victim.
regular basis
Monster.
would lurk
Victim.
underneath the surface of
Monster.
everything that I did.
He is so controlling.
He was so desperate.
The man who
power
abuses a child and gets
I
away with
struggled.
it will grow obsessed with his sense of power and will often come to the disturbing belief that he is above the laws and norms of society. This attitude will damage his victim, but also robs them of their freedom.
Victim. Monster. Victim. Bruises.
The bruises were my final proof.
Monster.
I felt small. I felt small. I felt small. I felt small.
Monster. Bruises. Monster. Monster. He brought so much darkness into my life, so much pain. If she knew, why didn't she stop it? Fingers. And so sore. My personality was developing out of control. Victim. How could he do this? I knew it was all downhill from now. He scarred my heart with his fingers. He brought so much darkness into my life, so much pain. I was always told by my mum, you treat others how you wish to be treated. And if you act like an adult, you get treated like one. I was being treated like one, but certainly didn't want to be one. How could he do this? How? My mind was so confused, and I couldn't cope. I also soon realised that her rule about treating others how you wish to be treated clearly didn't apply to myself. I hoped one day I would wake up and it would all be a dream. Entering my bedroom.
Been violated incestuously to a state of insanity by my own father.
My mind was so confused, and I couldn't cope. I couldn't cope anymore. Why didn't she stop it? He brought so much darkness into my life, so much pain.
The girl in the mirror.
I hoped one day I would wake up and it would all be a
dream.
Dream.
His hand combing her hair.
His face scarred my mind. How could he do this? I'd forgotten what happiness was. I'd forgotten what happiness was. I knew it was all downhill from now.
I felt small. 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 Looming over me, and he suddenly seemed like a giant. I felt small.
Raw.
Bruises.
Raw.
Victim. Monster. Bruises. Victim. He scarred my heart with his fingers. He's so controlling. Monster. He tore away my childhood. I'd forgotten what happiness was. He is so controlling. Victim. How could he do this? Monster. Victim.
Battered and bruised.
Victim.
You look in the mirror and you don't even look like you. You read about the girls who get abused by their fathers in newspapers all the time. That was my reality. I was that girl. I haven't really known much different.
Victim. Bruises.
Nobody likes you. Nobody wants you.
Why me? How could he do this? I could feel his presence wherever I was.